Hey guys, Surf Dog here. So I came across this video of a person that appears to be talking into a cell phone on a film shot in 1928. Some of you may have seen it already. The clip was first discovered by YouTuber George Clark, who got it from the extras section of a Charlie Chaplin DVD and was shot during the premiere of one of Chaplin's movies, The Circus, at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. In the clip, we see a man, then another person, which most people believe to be a woman, walk into frame, holding her hand up to the face in a way that suggests she might be holding something in her hand. Just before the clip crossfades into the next clip, we see her turn towards the camera, her mouth moving as if to be talking. Clark claims that the person is talking into a cell phone. Viewers have offered countless explanations, including, it's a hoax, it's a hearing aid, a music box, scratching head, holding an article of clothing, covering face from sun, lunatic talking to herself, talking to the man in front, chewing gum, actor reciting lines, playing with false teeth, comforting a toothache, an extraterrestrial spy, government agent using advanced technology, and my favorite, Captain Kirk in disguise. There were two things about this clip that got my attention and that I thought were interesting. The first thing that got my attention was the length of our two subjects' shadows, here and here. As a resident of LA, I thought this was a little odd. Usually we would expect to see long shadows when the sun is low on the horizon, like during early morning or later afternoon. But if this clip was shot in the early morning or late afternoon, a shadow in that direction on Hollywood Boulevard would be unlikely. Let's take a look at a map of Hollywood. The Chinese Theater is located on the north side of Hollywood Boulevard, which traverses east-west as you see in the map. Assuming our two subjects are walking on the sidewalk in front of the theater, their shadows should be going in this direction, but instead it's going up in this direction. The sun would have to be low in the horizon towards the south to create this shadow. It occurred to me that the only time this happens is during winter, because the sun is lower in the sky in winter. I did some researching. According to this website, dvdjournal.com, Chaplin's The Circus did in fact had its debut at the Chinese Theater on January 26, 1928, in the middle of winter. So my issue with the shadows checks out. The next thing I saw I thought was interesting was something I noticed in this close-up version posted by YouTuber John's Wacky World. At the very end of the clip, when she starts to turn towards the camera, and just a few frames before the crossfade, I thought I saw what appears to be an outline of something in her hand, right here. Let's blow it up. I'm going to apply a highlight filter to help us see the object better. Basically what this filter will do is that it will make the dark pixels darker and the light pixels lighter. Here we are at 30% and at 70%. The first thing I notice is the hard contrast between light and dark right here. We assume the blurry black patches down here are the shadows cast by her hand, and we can see that they are. But there is no blurriness around this dark spot. It's the only spot in the whole frame that has this characteristic, and that's why it sticks out like a sore thumb. This might be explained if a flat, solid object is held up against the surface of the face, which would permit almost no shadows. The object appears to have beveled edges and rounded corners, as opposed to sharp, angular edges. Note the peculiar 90-degree angle of the shape of this shadow. Is this shadow from her finger or a mechanical object? I notice that there appears to be a little sunlight reflection of the object's bottom panel, seen here, indicating that the object has a glossy, reflective surface. It becomes more apparent when we switch back and forth. This alleged object appears to measure approximately 1 3/4 inch wide by 4.5 inches long by 1/2 inch thick. It has been suggested that she could be holding one of several types of hearing aids from the period. Generally, they work by inserting a small earpiece into the ear, and none of these devices were equipped with built-in external speakers, as well as they were rather bulky in size. These are air trumpets. In the 1999 movie Wild Wild West, General Bloodbreath McGrath was wearing one. Radios of the period were also rather bulky in size. According to Wikipedia, the walkie-talkie was developed in 1940, where they were used initially on the battlefield. Although transistors and microchips didn't come about until after World War II, the Audion vacuum tube, invented in 1906, gave a big boost to communications technology. Out of curiosity, I wanted to see if I could recreate the same hard contrast phenomenon I saw on our mystery subject's face by using my own phone and camera and duplicating the same conditions. To do that, let's go outdoors. I'm outside right now, where I'm going to try to duplicate that shadow pattern that we saw in the video if I have an object like a phone in my hand. My phone measures about just over 2 inches in width, just about 4 inches and a quarter in height, and about 1/2 inch thick. The time is about 11 a.m. and the date is November 8. My shadow is about the same as we saw in the video, and I'm going to do 2 passes, one with the phone and one without the phone. Time travel shows came to mind, a movie called Time Stalkers and an Outer Limits episode called Tribunal. In Time Stalkers, an antiques collector comes across a 100-year-old photograph and notices that one of the subjects in the photograph is holding a modern-day weapon.
Exactly what it is. A 357 Magnum circa 1980. No, it isn't. Look at the vented barrel.
And becomes convinced that the man holding the gun is a time traveler. In the Outer Limits episode Tribunal, a man hunting Nazis is assisted by a mysterious time traveler who travels back in time to a World War II concentration camp, where he takes notes covertly using a BlackBerry-like device.
That man! Bring him to me! Bring diesen Mann zurück! Haltet ihn auf! Verstellt! Halt!
Lass den Mantel fallen!
Alright guys, in the comments below, let us know what you think about this video. And tell us what some of your favorite time travel movies are. I'll see you next run.